You have felt it stirring for some time now. The shift beneath your feet. The quiet trembling in the atmosphere. Something inside you whispers, "This is not the end." And you are right. This is the turning point. You may not see it fully yet. But the tide is shifting. The season is changing. What once felt like endless delay is now making way for divine acceleration. Where doors remained closed, new ones are being formed. Not opened, formed. For I am not just opening paths for you. I am creating them. I have watched you weep in secret. I have seen you wrestle with the waiting, with the unknown, with the ache of not understanding what I was doing. But none of it was wasted. The wilderness was not your punishment. It was your preparation. It shaped your steps, refined your vision, deepened your dependence. And now comes the turn. The place where your story bends not by your strength, but by my hand. You have come to the end of your striving. And that is where I begin. You have reached the edge of your understanding. And that is where faith takes root. What felt like a falling was really a planting. What felt like delay was divine design. I do not turn pages lightly. Every moment was leading here. Every disappointment, every silence, every long night was a thread in the tapestry of your becoming. You thought I was late. But I was waiting for the appointed time. And this is it. Look not to the past for your pattern. I am doing something new. Can you not perceive it? I am the God who parts seas, who moves mountains, who raises the dead. What makes you think your situation is too complex for me? I am not looking for your perfection. I am looking for your surrender. And you have given it. Piece by piece, day by day, tear by tear. I have received it all. And now, I am responding. Watch as I breathe upon what looked lifeless. Watch as I open up wells in dry places. Watch as I resurrect what you thought was buried. This is not hype. This is holy. This is not wishful thinking. This is the turning point I ordained before time began. You have outgrown what used to hold you. That is why it broke. That is why it became uncomfortable. Not because you failed, but because you grew. The pain was not punishment. It was the pressure of transformation. You are not being left behind. You are being launched. Let go of the need to understand every detail. You do not have to map out the miracle. You only have to say yes. Yes to what I am unfolding. Yes to the new path. Yes to the change. You do not walk alone. I go before you, behind you, beside you, within you. And every step forward from here carries the weight of heaven. The angels have been assigned. The doors have been prepared. The provision is already waiting for your arrival. This is the moment when mourning turns to dancing. When confusion gives way to clarity. When the long night begins to break into dawn. This is the turning point. And you are ready. You've waited, faithfully. You've stood when it made no sense to stand. You kept believing when it would have been easier to walk away. And now heaven moves on your behalf. Not because of your perfection, but because of your perseverance. This is not the climax of your faith. It is the reward for your quiet obedience. The whispered yes, the humble prayer, the tears that no one saw. I saw them all. I gathered every drop. And I have built a future upon your surrender. You thought the breaking disqualified you. But it did the opposite. It readied you. It stripped away what could not remain so that what is eternal could emerge. And now you rise, not in your own power, but in the breath of the one who called you by name. I know how long you've waited, how often you've wondered if I'd forgotten. But I am not slow as some count slowness. I am precise. I am intentional. And what I have begun, I will complete. This is the pivot point. The place where the narrative shifts and everything begins to make sense in hindsight. You may still see the wilderness around you. But lift your eyes. Can you feel the air changing? The wind beginning to move? These are not random moments. These are the first notes of the new song I am singing over your life. Do not fear the unknown. The old has ended. Let it go. Let the weight of disappointment fall off your shoulders. Let the fear of failing stay behind in the dust. You are stepping into something sacred, crafted by my hand, sustained by my promise. And as you cross this invisible threshold, remember this. You are not walking into a future I'm figuring out. You are stepping into a destiny I wrote before your first breath. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are right on time for the miracle unfolding before you. So take a breath. Let your spirit settle. I am here. I am moving. And this moment, right now, is holy. Pause and listen. If these words have stirred something deep within you, if you feel the wind of my spirit breathing hope again, I invite you to share this moment. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, not for popularity, but for legacy. Let these words reach the ones who stand where you once stood, so they too may rise. Now, let's walk forward together, one step at a time. For this is the turning point, and you are ready to live it. You have been prepared in the shadows for this moment of unveiling. The season that once concealed you is now releasing you. Not because you demanded your time, but because you were faithful in mine. I saw you when you stayed planted, even when the soil felt dry. I watched as you chose integrity over visibility, trust over control, obedience over applause. And now, I bring forth what was hidden, not to impress others, but to fulfill purpose. You are not emerging as you were. The wilderness changed you. The silence taught you. The breaking remade you. You carry a depth now that cannot be stolen. A wisdom that cannot be faked. A peace that does not waver with the storm. And it is from this place that I now send you. This turning point is not just about new doors opening. It's about who you've become to walk through them. You are not who you were. And because of that, the doors that once seemed shut will now respond to your presence, not because of force, but because of alignment. You were not forgotten. You were hidden for preservation. You were not delayed, you were developed. I did not withhold to hurt you. I withheld to protect you, to prepare you for the weight of the calling that rests on your life. You are now stepping into rooms that once intimidated you, and you will do so with calm authority. You will speak, not from pride, but from presence. You will move, not with haste, but with holiness. You will act, not out of fear, but from overflow. This is the fruit of your yes. This is the moment you were forged for. Do not shrink back now. Do not doubt the timing. You are not standing here by accident. You are standing here by divine design. The doors will open. The people will come. The favor will flow. Not because you chased them, but because you chased me. And I will cause all things to align in their appointed time. What once confused you will now become your message. What once broke you will now be your ministry. What once delayed you will now define the path you lead others on. You are not rising alone. You are rising to lift others with you. So do not question why now. Simply step forward. The shift is already happening. The ground has already turned. And with every step you take, heaven echoes. Yes, this is the turning point. And I am walking with you. There is no force more powerful than a surrendered life aligned with divine timing. You have been refined in the fire of patience, tested in the tension of the unknown, and now you emerge, not desperate, but destined. Let this truth sink deep into your spirit. What is ahead of you is not a reward for endurance alone. It is the unfolding of a story written by my hand. You are not stepping into blessing as compensation. You are stepping into calling as continuation. Every closed door, every no, every unanswered prayer shaped this moment. You didn't miss it, you matured into it. The things you thought were working against you were, in fact, working within you. Now, they will begin working through you. This is why the pressure was so intense. This is why the pruning cut so deep. You were never being punished. You were being prepared for weight you could not yet carry. But now, your shoulders have been strengthened. Your vision has been clarified. Your heart has been humbled. Now, you can hold what is coming. You do not need to hustle for what I am handing you. You do not need to fear losing what was born from my promise. You only need to remain in me. For when you remain in me, fruit is inevitable, impact is eternal, and peace is unshakable. The turning point is not just about breakthrough. It's about becoming. You are no longer the one begging for doors to open. You are the one carrying keys. Keys forged in surrender. Keys made in the hidden place. Keys that open doors not just for you, but for generations. Walk with confidence, not arrogance, but holy assurance. You are not striving. You are stepping. You are not forcing. You are flowing. You are not chasing. You are receiving. Let the old patterns fall away. Let the old fears find no home in this new place. What held you yesterday no longer holds authority here. The turning point has not just shifted your direction, it has shifted your identity. You are no longer the waiting one. You are the walking one. You are no longer the one on hold. You are the one in motion. And as you move forward, move with reverence. Every step you take is sacred. Every decision, an act of faith. Every moment, a seed for what is still to come. This is the path prepared for you. And every obstacle is a setup for glory. This is what you were born for. Not ease, but impact. Not applause, but alignment. Not recognition, but revelation. And now, with heaven behind you and purpose before you, you take your place in the story I have written. The page turns not with force, but with grace. This is the turning point. And everything is about to change. You do not have to fear what's next. Because what's next has already been formed by my wisdom. I have gone ahead of you. I have walked the roads you have yet to see. I have arranged encounters, assigned provisions, aligned outcomes, not because of who you are, but because of who I am in you. The turning point is not just external, it is internal. The greatest shift is not the opportunity, but the perspective. You no longer see delay as denial, but as divine timing. You no longer see silence as absence, but as preparation. You no longer see brokenness as weakness, but as invitation to wholeness. You are seeing like I see now, and that sight will guide you into places you once thought unreachable. The fear that gripped you before no longer has permission here. The insecurity that once dictated your pace now bows to truth. You are not who you were. And that means the future will not unfold like the past. You carry something new now. A new sound, a new weight, a new authority, not born from effort, but born from intimacy. This is what you received in the quiet, in the stillness, in the secret surrender. It is this that you now bring into the open. You are not stepping into a performance. You are stepping into a promise. Let the wind of my spirit carry you. Let the weight of my glory sustain you. Let the pace of my peace guide you. You do not need to outrun others. You only need to remain rooted in me. For your portion, your path, your platform, all of it is secure. You no longer have to compare. You no longer have to strive. I did not ask you to be them. I asked you to be faithful. And you were. That is why this moment is unfolding, not as a surprise, but as a fulfillment. The waiting has shaped you. The silence has equipped you. The hiddenness has fortified you. And now, I release you, not just to rise, but to reign, not with power the world recognizes, but with authority that heaven backs. Speak now from the place of stillness. Move now from the place of surrender. Love now from the place of identity. This is not a temporary high. This is not a fleeting season. This is the moment where legacy begins. Where the impact of your yes will ripple beyond what you see. Where your obedience will awaken others. Where your courage will become contagious. You are walking into more than you prayed for. Not because I ignored your prayers, but because I exceeded them. You thought you were asking big, but I am doing greater. You asked for survival. I'm giving you overflow. You asked for healing. I'm releasing resurrection. This is the turning point. And it begins with one step of faith. You were not overlooked. You were overshadowed by grace. You were not forgotten. You are being remembered by heaven. And now, all that has been stored in silence begins to bloom in the open. There are moments in history that hinge on obedience. You are standing in one now. What you choose to believe in this moment will determine how far the ripple will go. And I am calling you to believe, not in a vague outcome, but in me. Believe that I still lift the lowly, that I still part waters, that I still whisper in the dark and guide with fire. Believe that your life still matters in the grand narrative of redemption. Because it does. You are not just moving forward, you are moving with meaning. Every step is not just for you, but for those watching, for those waiting, for those who will follow the path your yes has carved. This is legacy, not just progress. Do not underestimate what's happening. Do not minimize this moment. Just because it doesn't come with flashing lights or fanfare doesn't mean it isn't holy. Often, the most pivotal turns are quiet. The loudest shifts happen within. And within you, the shift is complete. You no longer crave what you used to. You no longer cling to the patterns that kept you small. You have let go of the old name, the old narrative, the old need to be understood. You are now anchored in identity. And because of that, you are unshakable. What's ahead of you will require boldness. It will call for vision. It will test your resolve. But it will also awaken your joy. Because you are not just arriving, you are aligning. You are walking in step with purpose. And nothing satisfies more than obedience. The people I am sending to you will not come because of your perfection. They will come because of your authenticity. Because they see the marks of the journey. Because they sense the oil of surrender on your life. You will not need to convince them. They will recognize what you carry. You will not need to force the fruit. It will come from abiding, from resting, from listening. The turning point is not just for you. It is for those your life will touch. It is for the weary who need your endurance. It is for the wanderers who need your clarity. It is for the doubters who need your hope. You are not here by accident. You are here because you said yes. And that yes is turning the tide. Let this be the moment where fear no longer has authority. Let this be the place where doubt is disarmed. Let this be the turning where faith becomes not just your anchor, but your weapon. I have seen the war you've fought in the quiet. I have heard the battle cry no one else could hear. The one inside your soul when you chose truth over comfort. Surrender over control. That battle did not go unnoticed. Heaven stood with you in every trembling yes. And now, I crown your courage with clarity. This is the time when the seeds planted in obscurity break through the surface. When what was growing beneath finally begins to bear fruit above. You will see what I was doing. You will understand why the wait was necessary. You will thank me for the delay that protected your destiny. Not every open door is from me. And not every closed door was a loss. Some were shields. Some were redirections. Some were delays of love. You didn't fail when they shut. You were saved. And now, the doors that open will align with my voice. Not just your desires. You'll know which ones are yours. You'll feel my peace like a light behind every threshold. You'll walk through them not with striving, but with stillness. You have nothing to prove. The fruit will speak for itself. The peace you carry will be the evidence. The strength in your silence will be louder than 1,000 arguments. You will no longer need validation when you know you're walking with me. This is the anointing that comes after the crushing. The oil of joy that follows mourning. The restoration of all that seemed lost. I do not just return what was stolen, I multiply it. I do not just redeem time, I restore it. So stand tall, shoulders back, eyes forward. You are no longer pleading, you are proclaiming. You are no longer shrinking, you are shining. You are no longer surviving, you are leading. This is the turning point. And everything shifts with it. Atmospheres respond. Doors recognize your name. Walls fall. Paths clear. The things that once resisted now submit. Not because you forced it, but because you finally aligned with what I've spoken over you since the beginning. And that, child, changes everything. The shift that's occurring is not temporary. It is foundational. This is not a fleeting wave of momentum. It is a divine realignment. A repositioning that anchors you deeper and lifts you higher. What you do now matters more than ever, not because of pressure, but because of purpose. The oil you carry was not cheaply gained. It came through pressing, through refining, through the nights you thought you wouldn't make it. And yet, here you are, stronger, wiser, ready. The things that used to shake you no longer do. The voices that once distracted you now fade into silence. The battles that once drained you now roll off your shoulders. Because you have been fortified in me. This is what it means to turn. To stop circling the same wilderness. To stop rehearsing the same defeat. To stop entertaining the same lies. And to step into the new, fully. Completely. Without hesitation. I am not just giving you a new direction. I am giving you new strength. A new sound. A new vision. And it's not borrowed from others, it's forged from within. It's been built in the secret place. And now it is ready to speak, to serve, to shine. Your voice will carry a new tone, one marked by compassion, but anchored in authority. Your steps will leave prints that others will follow. Your presence will shift rooms, not because of charisma, but because of Christ within you. You don't have to make it happen. You just have to move with me. I will confirm the steps. I will bless the obedience. I will breathe on what you build in my name. This is more than a personal moment. This is a kingdom moment. You are not just turning a page. You are opening a chapter written for impact, for influence, for legacy. And when the voices of doubt come, because they will, remember the silence. Remember the wilderness. Remember the breaking. And no, none of it was wasted. It was all preparation for now. This is your time. This is your place. This is your path. This is the turning point. And you have never been more ready. Look back only to see how far I brought you. Not to rehearse regret, but to recognize grace. You have overcome more than you realize. You have endured more than you give yourself credit for. And every step has brought you here, to this holy intersection between what was and what will be. This is where I meet you. In the middle, in the in-between, at the crossing of comfort and calling, where I whisper, trust me, and you choose to move without seeing the full map. That is faith. And your faith has not gone unnoticed. Even in your weakness, I have been strong. Even in your doubt, I have remained faithful. Even when you turned away, I never did. And now, the grace that carried you is the same grace that will establish you. You will not miss what is yours. You will not forfeit what I have prepared. As long as you keep your eyes on me, your steps will remain ordered, even when they feel uncertain. For I am not just the God of the promise. I am the God of the process. You are crossing over now. From confusion to clarity. From fatigue to renewal. From delay to divine movement. The things that felt stuck will begin to shift. The prayers that felt unanswered will find voice. The path that felt hidden will now open like dawn breaking over the horizon. And you will walk with wisdom. Not just enthusiasm, but discernment. Not just boldness, but gentleness. Because what I've built in you is not shallow, it's deep. And what is deep cannot be easily shaken. You've been entrusted with more than influence, you've been entrusted with impact. Your life will speak where words fail. Your presence will comfort where language falls short. Because what you carry is not borrowed faith, it is tested fire. Let the fire burn, not to consume you, but to illuminate. Let it light the way for others. Let it shine through your obedience, your kindness, your perseverance. For in this turning, others will follow. Not because you shout, but because you shine. You are ready. Not perfect, but present. Not finished, but faithful. And that is more than enough. Now take the next step. For the path has already been made straight. This is the turning point. And everything is unfolding as I promised. And when you look back on this moment, you will say, that was the shift. That was the day everything changed. Not because of what happened around me, but because of what awakened within me. This turning is not about suddenly knowing all the answers. It is about resting in the one who holds them. It's about trusting that even when the road curves, the destination is still secure. I do not start what I do not intend to finish. You have carried weight in secret. You have prayed when you felt nothing. You have obeyed when it cost you. And now, the roots of that obedience are breaking through the surface as fruit. People may not understand how you've endured. They may wonder where your strength comes from. Let them wonder. Let your life preach the sermon your lips never need to speak. Let your peace be your defense. Let your quiet confidence be your banner. Let your unwavering yes be your legacy. I am not done with your story. I am only just beginning to turn the page. And this new chapter, it will be glorious, not because it will be easy, but because it will be saturated with my presence. There will be laughter again. There will be rest again. There will be dreams again. Not recycled from the past, but born fresh from the Spirit. You will dream like a child and build like a warrior. You will live from overflow, not exhaustion. I am healing the places you didn't know were wounded. I am restoring the years you thought were lost. I am redeeming the time in ways only heaven can orchestrate. What was broken will be beautiful. What was barren will now blossom. You have felt my whisper. Now you will see my hand. So walk boldly into the unknown. Speak even if your voice shakes. Begin even if you're afraid. I am with you in every step, every breath, every yes, and nothing can stop what I have ordained. This is the turning point, and heaven is rejoicing over your obedience. Let every breath you take from this moment forward carry the echo of my promise. Let every step you take resound with the assurance that the old season is behind you. You are not what you walked through. You are what I called you before you even took your first breath, chosen, loved, appointed, redeemed, and now, you walk in the fullness of that identity. You will notice the air feels lighter, the path, clearer, the weight that once clung to you will begin to fall away. Not by effort, but by revelation. You are free, not just in word, but in experience, not just in theory, but in truth. I have placed a new mantle on you. It is not loud, but it is weighty. It is not flashy, but it is holy. And you wear it not with pride, but with deep responsibility. Because what I give, I entrust, and I have entrusted much to you. But do not fear the call. I will walk with you in the morning stillness. I will speak to you in the in-between moments. I will strengthen your hands when they tremble and lift your heart when it grows faint. You will be amazed, not at what you accomplish, but at what I accomplish through your surrender. Miracles will begin to feel normal. Peace will become your atmosphere. Rest will no longer be a luxury, it will be your lifestyle. Because my presence will dwell where your obedience has made room. And when others ask how you arrived here, point them not to your strength, but to mine, to the God who turns broken roads into holy ground, to the one who calls things not yet seen as though they were. This is the fruit of the turning point, and you will never be the same. Not because life is easier, but because your spirit is stronger. Not because the storm stopped, but because you learned to rest in the boat. Not because the world applauded, but because heaven approved. So go now, into this new day, with eyes wide and heart open. For the turning point is complete. And I am with you. Always. Even when the days ahead challenge you. You will remember this moment. You will remember that God turned the page when you thought the book was closing. That He whispered, now, when everything said, never. And that He called you forward when you had almost settled for standing still. Let that memory be your altar. Return to it when the winds rise again. Return to it when questions come. Return to it when doubt whispers. And let it speak louder than fear. That you are walking in promise. Not accident. In purpose. Not chance. You are not chasing favor. You are covered by it. You are not begging for belonging. You are rooted in it. You are not hoping to be seen. You are already chosen. This is the divine rhythm, surrender. Trust, move, and you have learned it well. So take joy in this next season. Not because of its ease, but because of my presence in it. Take joy in the ordinary moments, for they carry the weight of heaven. Take joy in the unknowns, for I dwell in mystery as much as in clarity. I will use your life to write stories of hope. I will turn your scars into signs. I will transform your past into pathways for others to find me. Because that is who I am. I redeem, I restore, I renew, and I have done all these things in you. Now go. This is the turning point. And nothing will ever be the same again. And even after the excitement settles and the path unfolds in quieter steps, you will still carry the weight of this moment. Not as a burden, but as a blessing. Not as pressure, but as peace. Because now you know what the turning point truly means. It means you no longer walk as who you were, but as who I created you to be. The enemy tried to break you in the waiting, but I built you. The world tried to label you in the silence, but I named you. Your past tried to define you in the struggle, but I refined you. And now, what once felt like delay has become your launching ground. What once looked like the end has become your threshold into purpose. What once left you empty has become the space where I now overflow. You will not have to force doors. You will not have to explain your assignment. Those I've called to walk with you will recognize what I placed upon you. They will honor what I birthed in you. And those who cannot will fade. For they were never meant to carry this next season. This is your time to build, to plant, to rise, to bless, not in your own name, but in mine. You will look back and marvel, not because it was easy, but because it was holy. You will walk forward and wonder, not because you see the whole road, but because you trust the one who made it. So breathe deep, lift your head, square your shoulders, and step boldly, for you have crossed into promise. And the turning point was not just a moment. It was a miracle. And I, the Lord your God, go with you still. Let these final words rest deep within your heart. This is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning of becoming. Every whisper from heaven that led you here was intentional. Every moment that seemed wasted was purposeful. Every delay had a destiny attached. You have not missed it. You are standing in it. So no more looking back. No more wondering if you're worthy. No more questioning if you heard me correctly. You did. You are. And you're here. Now walk on, beloved, with confidence, with clarity, with courage. For this is the turning point. And I am still with you. Let nothing in this world convince you that the shift was imagined. Let no fear convince you to retreat. What has begun cannot be undone, for my word does not return void. The turning point is not just a chapter in your life. It is the signature of heaven on your heart, confirming that what I started in you will surely come to completion. You are not turning back. You are turning forward, and every step ahead is covered in grace. So go, build, speak, love, shine. This is the turning point, and your life will never be the same again. Even in the quiet days ahead, remember this: the turn already happened. Now you walk not in question, but in confirmation, not in hesitation, but in holy boldness. This is the turning point, and you are never turning back. Let this be sealed in your spirit. You turned not by your own strength, but by my grace, and that grace will carry you every step from here. The turning point is done. Now, walk in victory. This is where everything shifts. And you will never be the same, because I was with you all along. You turned,